Meanwhile, President Trump calling on Republicans to immediately pass a third reconciliation bill that would include the Save America Act, which would require voters to prove their citizenship. With us now, California Congressman Kevin Kiley. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, we talked about it, that they're not going to get their official results until July. We're talking weeks later. We're the #1 country in the world. I know the president also wants to crack down on birthright citizenship. So, and meanwhile, you have people in leadership that don't want to protect our elections, save America. Your thoughts on how do we fix this? We are the greatest country in the world. It should not take weeks to count votes.
Right. It's absolutely unacceptable. And frankly, no other state does it like this. It's just California, where for quite a while now, we've had this drama where you have one result on election night, and then that may or may not be the result in the coming weeks, as you see the late arriving ballots start to be tabulated, and you get updates every few days for a full month. And, this has now been condemned by the Washington Post editorial board, by the New York Times editorial board. They've essentially endorsed legislation that I put forward with some of my colleagues from California. We call it the Election Results Accountability Act, which says something pretty simple, that you have to count most of your votes on election night. And there's absolutely no reason why this shouldn't be achievable. It is a basic failure of administrative competence in California, and it gives you a window into why so many other things are failing in our state government.
Yeah, I had to double check it when I read that the New York Times was agreeing with you in all of this, because they had originally put out an op-ed that said California needs to fix this, and apparently now they've said it just isn't capable of fixing itself. And so Congress has to actually come in to tell the state how to do things right.
That's a great point. California has had every opportunity to reform our election process so that they're administered in a competent fashion, like every other state, red or blue. I mean, you go to Colorado, you'll get Massachusetts, they get their results on election night. And so now, the New York Times editorial board has endorsed our idea that because we're talking about elections for federal offices, like Congress has a role to play here in oversight in assuring that citizens receive timely election results, that we don't have the instability created by this month-long vote count. We don't have the instability created by, say, the entire majority in Congress hanging in the balance as California slowly gets around to tabulating its ballots. So this is a common sense reform. I'm hopeful we can get it through very quickly. But again, I'll reiterate that this is exactly why, California is failing in so many other ways, whether it's failing to deliver people unemployment checks, whether it's the fact that we have the highest gas taxes and the worst roads, whether it's the fact that our budget has grown by $150 billion, and yet very little.